Well, the Loper offense is ready to take the field. The defense is already out there. It is good to see, too, Joko Willis, the Auburn transfer, is taking the field defensively for the Lopers. That was one guy we all talked about as TJ Davis and the offense take the field. They will start with formation. 2 receivers far side, a tight end spread out on the left side of the formation. Davis in the shotgun with Damian Kearns to his left. Kearns now wearing the number 4 instead of his 31. They'll run a sweep to Stanton on the near side. Stanton 30, 35, cuts to the outside, gets a block, and he's pushed out of bounds near the 44-yard line. And a nice little jet sweep to start the offense.
And we're seeing the blocking right there on the side. Jamal Joseph did a really good job of getting out there and blocking. Our running backs are really good blockers, from Justin Carrasco to Jamal Joseph. Good block out there on the near side.
Cool to see Anthony Sabatka is starting at tight end as well for this number 1 offense, so that's cool to see. TJ Davis will drop back to throw. He had 2 receivers far side. He throws it over the middle. It was high for Sabatka. Maturi almost got a hand on it defensively. Falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, in that middle of the field right there, that's kind of a tough spot to put in. I think he was trying to throw it over Maturi, but ended up overthrowing his receiver as well right there. So, it's those throws I'm interested in seeing him and those reads that he needs to learn to make as well.
2 tight ends set as well. Luke Fletcher's on the left side of the formation. They motion Stanton from right to left. They'll give it up the middle to Damian Kearns, but he is met behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a tackle for loss. It'll now be 3rd down and 12 from the 42-yard line.
We don't have this 96 in our roster, so but this D-line, I think they've had a really good spring. I think, for the most part, they've been handling their own against the Loper offensive line, and it's good to see that kind of in full force right now.
It's an experienced offensive line, too, as they'll run 1 receiver near side, 2 far, running back to the left of TJ Davis. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from the 42. Davis drops back to pass. Looking, scrambles, moving to his right. Nowhere for him to go. He's being chased. He'll throw it deep on the far sideline. It sails over the head of Stanton on the far side near the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 12, and that's a stop for the defense, so that'll result in 2 points.
I want to say the new transfer, Joko Willis, was the first guy into the backfield to get after TJ, and he got in there in a hurry. It's kind of, he seems like one of those guys that can make a quick rip and get in there very fast.
Here goes Hunter Kraus, All-American from last season, one of the best punters in the league, as he will boot this one away. Obviously, no teams taking the field, but Jercon Connors will take it at the 22-yard line. And so, nice stop to start out the defense.
Yeah, good stop by the defense. They were flying to the ball. They looked really good getting in and out, and it'll be interesting to see how the offense can go out there now with Sean Johnson going back there to man the offense.
If it wasn't for that jet sweep, that would have been a 3 and out. So,
yeah,
very, very solid showing right there from the defense here. And so now they go back at it.
You mentioned Sean Johnson Jr. will come into the game, the redshirt sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. Last year he was 2 for 2 for 53 yards in the minutes he got last year for the Lopers, and he will start things out on this second possession. He has Jamal Joseph with him in the backfield, 2 receivers on the far side. They will throw it short on the near side. The reception is made by Isaac Herbeck, and Herbeck works it past the 31-yard line. Herbeck related to Sam Herbeck, who's also a part of our department, so making a reception here early on.
Yeah, it's a family business for the Herbeck clan. UNK blood runs deep for those two.
Johnson Jr. will give it up the middle to Jamal Joseph, who lowers his shoulder, but there's a flock of Loper defenders right there. Maybe gets half a yard. It'll be 3rd down and a long one from their own 32-yard line, maybe 31 and a half.
It's interesting that Joseph is the second guy out here. I wasn't thinking he'd be that high up on the depth chart. It's good to see him that high up on the depth chart, though, and he reminds me a lot of Montrez Jackson, so he can step in right away for the spot that Montrez had last year.
1 receiver either side of fake. Sean Johnson Jr. will take it himself. 40, 45, 50, dashing along the far sideline. He got touched at the 47-yard line, but that'll pick up a 1st down for the Loper offense. So using the option play, Sean Johnson Jr. makes the right decision, and a 1st down for the Loper offense.
There we saw the speed of Sean Johnson, the option. He decides to take the option and run it up the field, and he showcased that speed. You could see him hit that extra gear once he broke the line of scrimmage, and that's Sean Johnson's game, that RPO.
Two running backs will now join Sean Johnson Jr. in the backfield. Two receivers near side, one far. They'll motion Connors out of the backfield. They'll now give it to Justin Carrasco on the left side, who's able to find some open space past midfield, ripped down past the 40-yard line of the Loper defense, and a nice first run for Justin Carrasco, who we mentioned in our pregame.
He makes such hard cuts. And, coming off an ACL, that's a really hard thing to do, so it's good to see him doing it right here at the start.
Loper offense will move quickly. Another option play for Sean Johnson Jr. He's able to pick up 5 yards to the Loper defense 35-yard line.
You mentioned Justin Carrasco. Justin Carrasco's 5'9", and he's 185 pounds. He's built and he's small. He's hard to tackle. He's hard to wrap around. He's also a great blocker. So he's kind of that dual threat running back for the Lopers.
11:45 left in the first quarter. A 2-0 lead for the defense. Sean Johnson Jr. will be back to pass, and then he just loses the football, able to regain it, and he will be touched for a sack. That one will go to Michael Brands, the inside linebacker, who's able to get in the backfield.
Johnson wants a ball change, I think. I don't think he just straight up dropped
Yeah.
it. There's not really much other to say. He was maybe looking to throw, but it just kind of slipped out of his hands right there, and they do get a ball change here. That's interesting. I've never seen a player kind of blame the football for dropping it right there. So
it'll be 3rd and 13 from the Loper defense 44-yard line. There'll be trips to the far side. Sean Johnson Jr. throws it over the middle. He has Connors at the 25, cuts to the outside, looking for a block from Herbeck. 20-15, stumbling across the near side. He's ripped down out of bounds near the 10. Sean Johnson Jr. pinpoint pass to Jercon Connors.
And that's kind of the plays I want to get him in this year. Get him in open space in the middle of the field. That was great to see, and let him work, and he was able to find 10 extra yards right there.
Did forget to mention, defense did get another point for that sack, so they are now up 3-0. Two receivers near side. They'll motion McPhee into the backfield. They will give it up the middle to Keaton Van Housen, and there's nowhere for him to go. It'll be second down and 11 as he loses a yard.
Job getting in the backfield. That's that speed and that power that we were talking about earlier, ripping right through, getting it in the backfield in a hurry. That's what the defense is going to need to do if they want to shut down these prolific running backs.
McKenzie, Herbeck, and Connors all spread out on the far side. Van Housen in the backfield with Sean Johnson Jr. Fakes the handoff on the option, looking to go upfield, but Zach Schlager was right there with some help from Nolan Witovic. And so only picking up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Loper offense from the 11-yard line.
We're going to have to talk a lot faster, boys.
Yeah, they're moving quickly.
That's what I've learned here. I wasn't sure. I knew they were going to try no-huddle stuff, and, that's kind of the identity that Held had at Nebraska, but they are really moving fast here.
Trips near side, one receiver far side with 10:15 remaining in the first quarter. Sean Johnson Jr. takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to air it out to the end zone on the near side, or on the far side. It'll fall incomplete as it was intended for Grant McKenzie. Trying to hit him on the back shoulder. A little too far out there, and it'll be 4th down and 10 from the 11-yard line.
You know what I like about that? McKenzie's your tallest receiver, so that's the guy you want to target in the red zone. That outside kind of fade route is tough, especially when you go around on your back shoulder to try and make that catch. But I like the idea of it. That's a guy that I would like to see them use more in the red zone this year.
Here comes Kyle Failing to attempt a field goal. He was the kickoff man for the most part for the Lopers last year, but now getting his shot at the field goals now is Junior Gonzalez. That was his last year last season. Hunter Kraus set on to hold. Kyle Failing will kick. The wind would help him here as he boots this one up, and that one is going to sail wide right. And so, no points once again for the Loper offense. And the Loper defense able to get 2 stops. Loper offense moved a little bit more this last drive, but good showing by the defense so far. I've been impressed.
Yeah, the defense has been flying to the ball. I've been impressed. Besides that Jerquan Connors play that broke away for 25+, I've been impressed with how the defense has been able to swarm to the ball. They've been getting back into the backfield on the quarterback. So, yeah, it's been good showing so far for the defense.
I think up front, the front seven's been doing really good. The secondary hasn't been tested too much yet, but so far I think the front seven has been really solid.
And that should be resulting in 2 more points for the Loper defense, as that was no points for the offense. I think they have Rich Broderson on the PA today, but he mentioned 2 more points for the Loper defense, so it's now 5-0 in favor of the defense. And TJ Davis will come out for another drive. Didn't know how much he'd play, but getting a second drive here for UNK.
Yeah, and I think they'll go back and forth here one more time. You'll have Sean Johnson coming out next possession. But I kind of like that. Give them a rest. It still feels, like a whole new team out there. So I like the rotation.
This time Jamal Joseph will join him in the backfield. 3 receivers on the far side. They will motion Zach Circle into the tight end position. 1 receiver near side. Jamal Joseph to the left of T.J. Davis. Davis will look to throw. Throws it low. The pass will fall incomplete. Diving for it was A.J. McPhee. Couldn't make the catch at the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Loper offense 20.
He is throwing into the wind. You got to probably contribute that ball was thrown into the wind a little bit, was left just a little bit short.
They're making the number 1 quarterback kind of go against the wind here today. Not super fair because Sean Johnson had the win the last possession, but we'll see what TJ can do with it.
Davis has 2 receivers, far side, 1 near. Davis, high snap, gives it up the middle to Joseph. Got a couple blocks, carrying defenders, able to break a couple tackles all the way up to the 29-yard line. A nice gain by Jamal Joseph. It'll set up a 3rd and 1.
Good job by Joseph following his blocker. A.J. McPhee, not a big target out there blocking, but Joseph was able to follow right behind him.
Joseph's looked good out there so far. Trips near side. Joseph in the backfield with Davis. They'll just give it to him again. He's able to break 1 tackle, stumbles all the way to the 30-yard line. That should be a 1st down and 10 for the Loper offense, and that play was made by Jamal Joseph. He should have been tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, made it. His cut was a tad slow, but he recovered from it right there and made a nice slow play to just get that 1 yard he needed.
So again, they'll do 2 receivers near side with A.J. McPhee along with Carter Bowes, 1 receiver far side. Davis in the shotgun with a running back to his right. 9:18 remaining in the first quarter. A 5-0 lead for the blue team, which is the defense here this afternoon. Davis claps his hands. He'll take the snap once again, looking to throw. Looking near side. He's going to throw it for A.J. McPhee. McPhee goes up, and he makes a jumping catch in double coverage at the 40-yard line. Jameer Jones was right there in coverage, but A.J. McPhee makes a fantastic catch.
Good coverage, an even better catch by McPhee right there. Good job adjusting in the wind to go up and get that one.
Yeah, and I think on that throw, it's better for it to be short. It's better for him to try to come back to the ball right there.
Davis will fake the handoff to Kearns, looking to scramble himself, but he will be touched in the backfield for another sack, and so that's another point for the Loper defense. They're now leading 6-0 with 8.5 to play in the first quarter.
And, just immediate pressure back there for Davis. It would have been interesting if, we were playing a live game to see if he could have tried to get out of that one with the magic he's been able to pull sometimes. But, this front 7, it's looking pretty solid here so far.
2 receivers will go on the far side with Stanton and McPhee. Delk is on the near side. Davis in the backfield with Kearns. Davis takes the snap. Will throw it on a little wheel route to Damian Kearns, but right there, that's Jameer Jones, who's in the backfield, brings him down for a huge loss. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Loper offense.
Something we haven't really seen them in yet. When they got sacked before, they were able to get half of it back, and now 3rd and long, must-throw situation. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. 3rd
down and a mile from just past midfield. Davis fakes the handoff again under pressure. Schlager chasing him down. Throw it on the near side. It'll be short at the feet. That time of Zorian Stanton, it'll be 4th down and long.
Yeah, when we've seen him miss on these short throws, it's been down low for the most part, except for that first one that was high. This is the stuff that I'd like to see him develop over the summer and kind of work on and get better at, because those short throws have not been TJ's game in his career.
So Cross will have to punt into the wind once again. Jercon Connors back to receive this one. Line drive kick. It'll bounce at the 25. Connors will take it around the 24-yard line. But Loper defense now with another stop. They're up 8-0 so far on the offense with just about halfway through the first quarter. This has been an impressive showing by this defense so far. They are flying around.
And last year we scored 5 total points in the game, and we've got 8 total points, and we've played just a little over halfway here in the first quarter.
A little bit different point system, but it's been very similar to last year's game.
Yeah,
I would say, where the defense is dominating. We had a field goal attempt that was missed. So it's been very similar to what we've seen in the past, where the defense is slightly better than the offense up front, but when you get to the fall, the offense, still finds a way to score.
2 receivers near side. Sean Johnson Jr. back in the game with Justin Carrasco to his right. Sean Johnson takes the snap. We'll give it up the middle to Carrasco, who's able to pile forward all the way to the 28.5-yard line. A nice pickup of about 4 yards on first down.
Nolan Widovic, is that?
Watovic.
Watovic,
yep.
Thank you. So Nolan Watovic has been in there on a couple plays. He's been a linebacker / safety that I've kind of noticed here throughout the first little bit of the spring game, making that tackle from behind right there.
A lot of 2 tight end sets for this Loper offense right now. Once again, give it up the middle to Carrasco. He's able to spin off a defender, lunge forward to the 31-yard line. It'll set up third down and 3 for this Loper offense.
Just not getting much up the middle right now. And, Carrasco is a guy where he's like Jaquan Connors. You got to get him in space to have him make some cuts and stuff, because that's what he does best.
They'll motion Isaac Herbeck from right to left. Sean Johnson Jr., he will give it up the middle to Carrasco. Again, nowhere to go. He gets a yard. It'll be third down and 2 from the 32. You got to get to the 34. So it'll be interesting to see what the Loper offense decides to do here.
Jack Johnson's been flying all over the place. I know that was a guy you were highlighting in the beginning of the game, and he's been getting pressure or inside on runs on almost every play.
6:10 remaining in the first quarter. Loper defense, the blue team leading the gold team 8-0 here early on. Wide receiver either side, tight end set. Jamal Joseph now in the backfield with Sean Johnson Jr. Fake the handoff, look to throw. He's got a man. It's Sabaka, makes the catch on the far side, stumbles out of bounds near the 44-yard line. That'll be a first down for the Loper offense.
In this format, why don't you just go for it on fourth down every time? You're not losing field position. Obviously, you want to practice punting and stuff like that. And obviously, they're trying to simulate a real game as much as possible. But that's just kind of funny to me. I was thinking that, there's no consequences if they didn't get that play right there. So
it'll be first down and 10 from their own 45. 2 receivers far side, 1 near. Sean Johnson Jr., the running back to his left. He takes the snap, will look to throw, throws it to Jaquan Connors, makes the catch at the 48-yard line on the opposite side of the field. So a nice pickup, about 7 on first down.
That was a nice timed or out time throw right there. That's exactly where that ball needs to be, when it needs to be there. And good to see that from Sean Johnson right here, right now.
Again, they'll go quick. 2nd down and 3, trips near side. Sean Johnson Jr. will take it himself, and he is able to get close to a first down. They'll give it to him as he was just past the 45 to the 44 of the blue team. So it'll be first down and 10 for this Loper offense.
That was a beautiful ball fake right there from Sean Johnson. Faked the screen over here on the near side, decided to take it upfield. If this is normal tackle football for the quarterbacks, he could have broke easily for a good another 10 to 15 yards.
And 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Sean Johnson Jr. with a running back to his left. It's Van Housen. He takes the snap, throws it over the middle. There's Connors once again. Makes the catch past the 40. He's brought down near the 36-yard line. So Jaquan Connors getting a couple receptions here early in this one.
And, that's a pre-snap read right there, because he got the ball low and knew immediately where he was going with it on that slant route right there. So good to see that, these quarterbacks are starting to learn to make those reads and stuff in the passing game. And, that really helps you at the next level, I think, as well.
So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Loper offense, led by Sean Johnson Jr. Right now they're at the Loper defense 36-yard line. On 2 receivers far side, Isaac Herbeck on the near side. Keen Van Housen in the backfield with Sean Johnson Jr. I'll look to the sidelines. There's 4:25 roughly remaining in the first quarter. 8-0. Loper defense, they now move it over. Trips far side. Sean Johnson Jr. will give it up the middle to Van Housen once again. Nowhere for them to go. Loper defense has done a good job on those run plays. Again, the front of this Loper defense looking really good. Even missing some pieces today.
Yeah, and once again, we'll see what they do when they go faster.
3rd down and 2. This time again, Van Housen, nowhere to go. They run the same play. A read for Sean Johnson Jr., nowhere for Keaton Van Housen to go, and it's 4th down and 2. Once again, it looks like the Loper offense will go.
Yeah, no consequences. But, yeah, you would go for 4th down in this situation, too. It's too long for a field goal right here at the 36-yard line, and You know, you got to take all the chances you can get when you're in plus territory.
Again, 2 tight ends set. Jamal Joseph now the running back. Fakes the handoff, throws it short. Catch is made. It'll be near a first down. Luke Fletcher made the catch. We'll see if they give it to him. It's right at the yard to gain at the 34. They will give it to the Loper offense. They pick up a first down once again on 4th down.
I love RPOs in 4th and short situations. Yeah. That is exactly the kind of offense that I would run personally if I were coaching a team. It's so hard to defend right there with that short little 2-yard out route, and you have to cover the running back or quarterback if they decide to run right there.
Pistol set for Sean Johnson Jr. They'll motion Connors into the backfield. Sean Johnson Jr., little read option. He will pitch it back to Jagon Connors, stumbling on the near side. He is out of bounds near the 20-yard line. So once again, they use Connors in kind of that hybrid set where they'll motion him over and use him for those RPOs, and so another first down for the Loper offense.
Yeah, and, you know, we've seen this before with him. You get him out in space, he can make some plays. And that's, you know, I like to see that this staff has figured out how to utilize him so far, and hopefully they can continue to do that in the fall.
2 receivers near side, 1 far. Johnson Jr. takes the snap, throws it along the far sideline. The catch is going to be made over there on the far side by Carter Bowes, the 6'3" redshirt sophomore out of Orleans, Nebraska. That's a nice pickup of 4 on first down.
That was a perfectly placed ball on the sideline. Led him perfectly. You kind of want to lead him out of bounds on those plays because if you turn upfield, you're not going to be going too far upfield. Good job. That's like a clock-stopping situation right there, one of those quick outs that you can get out of bounds. Perfectly thrown ball by Sean Johnson.
And he has the wind, but he's been utilizing it so well, you know. And he has looked so good throwing that it's really made me kind of confident here. At least through this little bit, we've seen that he is the guy of the future. You know, he can run, he can throw, and he's really showcasing his abilities here today.
2 running backs set. They'll motion Connors out to the near side. Sean Johnson will give it up the middle to Carrasco. He's able to bounce off 1 tackler, but nowhere else really for him to go. Chris Valdez was right there on the defensive line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Loper offense from the Loper defense 16-yard line.
We'll say I'd like to see them throwing a running back toss or just something like that. They've been running it up the middle so much. It's really helped Johnson, I think, as a quarterback run outside. But I'd like to see Carrasco get maybe something outside here soon.
1:20 left in the first quarter, an 8-0 lead for the blue team. 2 receivers near, 1 far. Carrasco in the backfield with Sean Johnson Jr. He will take the snap, look to throw. Throw it far side. Catch is made by Carter Bowes as he stumbles near the 6-yard line. It'll pick up a first down. It'll be first down and goal for the Loper offense.
Man, Carter is tough to tackle. He fights for those extra yards. He keeps those legs moving. He could be a dangerous receiver target.
Now trips near side. Carrasco in the backfield. Sean Johnson Jr. fakes the handoff, will look to run. Cuts back in. There's nowhere for him to go. They read that well. And it'll be second down and goal, still at about the 7-yard line.
Nice job by Isaiah Daniel right there, keeping that outside leverage, making sure Sean Johnson had to cut that one up inside towards the heart of that defense right there.
First quarter coming to an end. Only 30 seconds left in the first. 2 receivers near side, 1 far. Carrasco will join Sean Johnson Jr. in the backfield. Johnson takes the snap. He'll look to throw. Rolls to his right. He's running out of time. Now he's going to look to run on the near side. He jumps in. We'll see if they give him the touchdown. They will. It's a touchdown for the offense. Sean Johnson Jr. takes it himself, and the Loper offense is on the board.
Joko Willis was almost there. I don't think he would have made the tackle, but, you know, that's just such a tough thing right there. Down near that pylon, there's not much the defense can do when he can't tackle the quarterback. And, they are giving him the tackle at the one.
They ruled him at the 1-yard line, so Joko was able to get over there just in the nick of time.
I was going to say he was touched before he crossed the plane. The near side official signaled it a touchdown, and now they will.
See, I think if it's live,
I
think he gets in. I think he lowers his shoulder and gets in, but
or jumping over. I mean, it's vice versa.
So instead, it'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 1. Sean Johnson Jr. will fake the handoff, cuts back in, and this time he's in for a touchdown. So he does get the rushing touchdown, and the Loper offense is there with an answer.
Credit to the O-line. There was 2 or 3 pancakes by that O-line on that little 1-yard up the middle QB sneak. We haven't given a lot of credit to the O-line so far, but that O-line paved the way for Sean Johnson to get in there.
So that'll tick down the first quarter as they will come on to attempt the PAT with Kyle failing. And he had 65 kickoffs last season, Hunter Krause to hold. The snap is down, kick is up, line drive kick, and it's through the uprights. So, after 1 quarter of play, the defense, with a narrow lead over the offense, they lead this one 8-7 at the first quarter. Grant Ty will take over. He'll have Alex and Trayton join him on the mic in the second quarter, so we'll step aside. Loper offense down by 1, 8-7 after the end of the first quarter. This is the Loper Football Spring Game on 91.1 KLPR.